Police arrested a janitor by mistake. 7 minutes later, FBI agents stormed the station. Before we get into the full story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like the video. That morning, the parking lot outside Pine Hollow Public Library was still until it wasn't. Raymond Cole, 69 years old, bent down to tie his bootlaces near his truck. A worn-out canvas bag hung from his shoulder, and a utility knife was clipped to his belt. Just another quiet morning. Just another maintenance task. That's when a police cruiser pulled up fast. "Hands where I can see them," someone shouted. Raymond froze. Officer Drew Bell, young and loud, had already pulled his gun. His partner, Officer Carter, stepped out more slowly, hand resting on his holster. "What's going on?" Raymond asked. He sounded calm but tired. "We got a call about someone acting suspicious behind the library," Bell said. "You match the description. Are you carrying anything?" "My ID and a legal firearm," Raymond replied. "They're in my coat pocket." Bell's body tensed. "Turn around. Slowly." Raymond did as he was told, moving with the calm of someone who'd seen worse. He didn't fight when they handcuffed him. He didn't even flinch when Bell yanked the gun from his coat like it was about to explode. "Got him," Bell muttered. "He's got a weapon. Strange behavior, no badge. Seems about right." A few people across the street stopped and stared. One of them pulled out their phone to record. Raymond stayed quiet, but something inside him shifted. At the Pine Hollow police station, Raymond sat in a holding cell under flickering lights. His hoodie was damp. His hands were red from the tight cuffs. Carter was busy with paperwork. Bell cracked jokes to dispatch. "Says he works nights at the library, but he's carrying a gun and knife like he's walking through a war zone," Bell said. "No criminal record," Carter noted, checking the database. "But there's a hold on his file." He leaned closer to the screen. A flashing red alert popped up. "Active asset. Do not process. Priority intercept." "What the hell?" Carter muttered. The alert copied itself again and again. Then a new message appeared. "Federal override in progress. Stand by for contact." Before they could react, the phone rang. Officer Maria Null picked it up. As she listened, her face went pale. "They said stop everything, don't talk to him. Agents are on the way. ETA, 7 minutes. Bell frowned. "Who is this guy?" Null glanced at the holding cell. Raymond was just sitting there, calm and quiet, like he knew this was coming. Bell chuckled nervously. "He's probably faking." Carter wasn't so sure. Raymond looked like someone who wasn't scared of waiting rooms, like he'd been through them before. 7 minutes later, they arrived. 3 black SUVs with no markings. The doors opened smoothly, no slamming. 4 agents stepped into the station without saying a word. Dressed in suits, earpieces in place, they carried a quiet authority. They didn't ask for attention, they commanded it. Leading them was Agent Vance, early 50s, silver tie, sharp eyes that missed nothing. "Who arrested Raymond Cole?" he asked, voice flat. Bell stepped up, suddenly unsure. "We did. Officers Bell and Carter. Suspicious behavior. He matched the report and had a firearm." "You ran his ID?" "Yes, sir." "That was your mistake," Vance said, walking past them. Agent Rivera, already working, pulled security footage from the station's mainframe. Inside the holding cell, Raymond finally looked up. Agent Vance opened the cell door himself. "Asset R. Cole," he said, in a low voice. "I'm Agent Vance. We're getting you out." "Took you long enough," Raymond replied. His voice was steady, but there was weight behind it. "I was starting to think your priorities had changed." "They haven't," Vance said with a tight nod. "But you've been off the grid for over 10 years. The alert wasn't supposed to go off unless someone leaked the 1989 list." Raymond raised an eyebrow. "So it's happening. And fast." He stood up slowly. His knees popped. His eyes didn't blink. "They didn't know who I was," he said, glancing toward the one-way glass. "But they sure had an idea of who they thought I was." Out in the squad room, Agent Rivera placed a classified folder on Officer Null's desk. The summary was short, but its message was heavy. Operative Cole had served in Southeast Asia, Eastern Europe, and North Africa under direct federal orders. He had black-level clearance and was active in the field from 1985 to 2003. In 2016, he was quietly reactivated under a dormant program due to a security risk. Null read it twice. "He's still active?" "He was," Vance replied, "until your officers nearly ruined everything." Bell spoke up, confused. "Why would a guy like that be cleaning floors in a library?" Vance turned to him. "Because he was hiding in plain sight. That's how cover works. Now that his name's out there, he's on someone's hit list." Bell swallowed hard. "We didn't know." "No," Vance said, cold and flat. "You didn't even ask. In the evidence locker, Raymond picked up his handgun, sealed, clean, legally registered since 1973. "Why do you still carry that?" Null asked quietly. Raymond didn't blink. "Because some people don't forget. And I'm not talking about friends." Null hesitated. "Was it true? The child in Thailand? The hostage mission?" Raymond let out a breath. "4 agents went in. I was the 5th. We got the boy out, wrapped him in rice sacks to cover the blood. I carried him through 12 miles of jungle. I still remember his eyes." "Did you save him?" "I gave him a chance," Raymond said. "That's all anyone ever gets." He turned back to Vance. "Where to now?" "We've secured a safe house off the grid," Vance answered. "But this won't stay quiet. The leak wasn't random." Raymond glanced back at the station, the walls, the faces that doubted him. "Then they'll come again," he said. Vance didn't argue. 2 weeks later, the Pine Hollow police station looked different. Bell was under internal investigation. Carter had been reassigned. Both were marked for poor judgment and failure to de-escalate the arrest. Officer Null had been offered a temporary role as a federal liaison. Someone had seen her calm, her questions, her silence when it counted. She never heard from Raymond again, not directly. But one morning she found a letter in her locker. No stamp. No return address. "Null, some people think the war ends when the guns go silent. It doesn't. It just gets quieter. You listened. You didn't need a file to know something was off. You trusted your gut. That's rare. Stay rare." R.C. Null pinned the note inside her locker. She didn't give a speech, no announcement. But from that day, she walked differently, not lighter, just more aware. At a quiet rehab center deep in the Appalachian woods, a group of veterans sat in folding chairs. One young vet spoke fast. "I can't sleep. I keep replaying the convoy ambush, like I'm still there." Raymond Cole, now in plain clothes, nodded slowly. "You never forget," he said. "You just learn how to carry it without letting it carry you." Another vet asked, "How long did it take you?" Raymond looked out the window. "I'll let you know when it does." After the meeting, a young volunteer approached him and handed him a sealed envelope. No name, just a note that it was meant for him. Raymond opened it alone. Inside was an old, grainy photo, a man standing in front of a UN peacekeeping center. Raymond recognized him. He was the boy from Thailand, now grown. On the back was one sentence. "You gave me a chance. I used it." Raymond leaned back in his chair. No smile, just a quiet breath. And for the first time in a long while, he closed his eyes. He didn't need to defend himself. He just stood still and let the truth speak. Because some men carry secrets, and some are the secret. If this story moved you, subscribe for more, because the most powerful stories are the ones we almost missed.